wear cornrows. Only reason why you wear cornrows is because you got a brother on your arm. If you didn't have a brother, you wouldn't have no cornrows. Brother on my arm, no brother on your arm.
A lot of women are about to get visited tonight, and they're going to be visited by 3 ghosts, because today is Christmas Eve. They're going to be visited by 3 ghosts. The first ghost that they're going to be visited by is the ghost of sincere boyfriend past. Most of these women who you hear online up there bragging, oh yeah, I've had lots of men, they got down on their knees and they asked me for marriage and this, that, and other. Yeah, well, at one point, these women had sincere boyfriends. And at one point, those sincere boyfriends thought, you know what, I would love to marry her. And they made the mistake of running out there and getting a ring possibly and bringing it back to her. And they got down on their knees and they were proposing to her. And she flat out turned them down. That was the ghost of sincere boyfriend past, right? So she turns him down because she decided, nah, you know what? I'm going to save myself for somebody better. Because, see, the sad thing about it is what a lot of these women are doing is they're basically waiting next to the finish line because they intend to marry the winner of the race, right? Here's the problem, though. There's a lot of other women who are waiting by that same damn finish line. And they can't all have the winner because there's only going to be one. So ultimately, what you're seeing is a lot of these women are wasting their youth. They're breaking the heart of the dude who actually does propose to them, and then they're bragging about it. Oh, yeah, I get so many proposals. You know, there's been women in my own family, and I'm not even going to name names, who, when, as a man, you bring up the fact that, guess what? You're not secure, you're not stable, you're not financially secure, and you're not able to do most of the things that you need to be doing, and you're going to get old and you regret it. First thing they reply is, oh, yeah, well, I had plenty of men propose to me. Oh, yeah, I can get married anytime I want. How many times, I just want to ask you, how many times have you heard that? You've probably heard it a number of times. You saw it on Kevin Samuel's show. He was showing it to you in live footage. He was showing it to you. And I've said this before. A lot of these women, they attacked Kevin Samuels. But at least Kevin Samuels believed in marrying you. At least Kevin Samuels believed in marriage, especially when it came to black women. He believed in trying to hook up black women, even if they'd ruined their lives and had kids out of wedlock. He actually believed in it. These new guys, these red pill guys, the MGTOWs, the MGTOWs, the black pillars, the passport bros, they don't even allow you in the game. Kevin Samuels was keeping you in the game. These dudes aren't. So now you've got to deal with a whole generation of dudes who are now saying, yeah, we're going to get our passports and we're going to make you obsolete. And you know what the sad thing is? As much as your egos can't take it because women feel that they should be in control of the relationship and they feel that they should be in control of what man gets sex, reality is, not only are they showing you they don't need you, but you're going to end up alone. And this is not my words. Look at the stats. The stats are coming up. The scientists, the stats, the corporations. Do you realize these corporations are about to invest in cat and dog food because they know you're going to be alone? And the reason why they invested in cat and dog food, they're actually telling everybody to invest in Petco because you're going to need some kibbles and bits for little Fluffy. And they know it. And this is no surprise. In any population, there's always going to be more women than there are men. But now, you know how they make those claims that they say, yeah, the U.S. is building prisons based on second grade reading scores. And they say, oh, yeah, well, if you're failing in second grade, chances are we're going to need more prisons because you're going to one. Well, guess what? They're investing in Petco because they can see that based on the number of you who ain't got a man, you're going to have like a dog or a cat And they're gonna invest in Petco. They're gonna invest in Kibbles and Bits. They're gonna invest in Alpo. They're gonna invest in Pedigree because you're gonna need to feed your dog. Have you ever seen these women specifically, who treat their pets like they're fucking children? Have you ever seen that? I've seen that. I've seen that so many times. Oh yeah, my cats are my kids. It's like, no, you're supposed to produce human children. It's like you're not supposed to have cats. You're not a cat. You're a human. Oh well, that was the ghost of sincere boyfriend past, who's gonna come to these women tonight for Christmas Eve, and he's gonna remind them, I loved you. I proposed to you. You turned me down, and now you're what have you got? You're damn near 45, and you're living in your father's attic, and you're single, you're unmarried, and you're childless. Short story. I've also got co-workers, I have female friends, and I've even got some employees who are female, I should say, who've been forced to move in with another female and cohabit. Kevin Samuels actually brought this up because they can't make it on their own. Inflation is high. Interest rates are high. So anything they even buy on their credit card, like the interest rate is sky high. Or at least it's high now. I mean, it's a lot higher than it was. Their car note is kicking their ass. Their rent is kicking their ass. They don't have mortgages because they can't afford a house on their own. And even if they could, they can't take care of it on their own. And the thing about it is these bills are coming. The bills are being printed right now as I'm making this video. The ghost of sincere boyfriend past is going to remind you of that. After the ghost of sincere boyfriend past is going to come the ghost of fuckboy present. The guy who they've been wasting all of their time on, the dude who's not going to marry them, the dude who they chose over the sincere boyfriend, the fuckboys. Those dudes who basically were playing 6 and 7 of them at a time, and they were never sincere about marrying them. Yeah, that's the ghost of fuckboy present. The ghost of fuckboy present. So you got the ghost of sincere boyfriend past, got the ghost of fuckboy present. Ghost of fuckboy present, she's going to have the biggest argument with him. Oh, why can't we get married? He's going to be like, nah, honey, no, I ain't even trying to do that. I ain't trying to marry your ass. It's like, I don't want you. Especially the single moms out there who are giving it all they got to the fuckboy present. The ghost of fuckboy present. They're giving it all they got to him. Because, these single mamas, they'll give it to you like their life depends on it. Because it does. And fuckboy present, now he'll be, no, I ain't marrying you. You know who's a ghost of fuckboy present? Leonardo DiCaprio. All these women getting with them, and they think that they got a shot to be the next Miss DiCaprio. Nope. No, you don't. Nah, I ain't marrying you. Nah. Nope. Yeah, but that's the ghost of fuckboy present. Ghost of fuckboy present. So after the ghost of fuckboy present, he gets ready to leave. He's going to be like, yeah, guess what? You're going to be visited by one more ghost. You're going to be visited by the last ghost. The ghost of buy a dog and die alone future. Because that's the future. The future is, and we're seeing it. In any population, there are always going to be more married men than they're going to be married women. The reason why is simply because the women outnumber the men by such a large number. Take a look at Europe. Right now, there's Russian body bags, Ukrainian body bags. Where do you think those Ukrainian young women are going to get husbands? Chances are they're going to end up coming to America. And they're going to end up here as refugees, just like those Czechoslovakians, or I should say those Czech republics, just like those Serbs who came here, those Bosnians and those Serbs and Bosnians, just like they came here under Bill Clinton. I knew one of them. She was a good-looking girl, too. Dated her. Very good looking girl. Damn, if you saw her, you would have thought she was like Greek or something. And man, I got pictures. I got video. It's it's the old VHS style video because back then we didn't have iPhone. But man, what a good looking girl. The only thing about it is, I tell you, they age real bad. Like they look great when they're young, but they age, man. Oh my God. Oof, they age like Goodyear tires. So where was I? Well, the ghost of buy a dog and die alone future is basically what we're talking about in this article. Right now, corporations are making bets on the future of women based on, because they see the trend. They see that these women are not getting married. They see that these children are not being born. So this government itself is replacing us. How are they replacing us? All I want you to do is turn on your television. Turn it to Fox 5, turn it to MSNBC, turn it to CNN. You see all those people who are coming in through the border, and right now they're sleeping in aluminum foil? You see all those people? Those are your replacements. They don't really need high innovation anymore. They get it from overseas. When they need doctors, look where they go. They get them from India, get them from China, they get them from other countries. When they need the innovators, at this point, they're getting these people from overseas. But when they need low-end labor, look what they're doing. They're letting in all these people. And what do you know about these people? First of all, they have large families. When those women come out, when Maria and Lucita and Lupita, when they come here, they're going to have a lot of children. They have 4 or 5 kids. I have a neighbor. I used to have 2 neighbors. One was Dominican. It was a Dominican household. There was a lot of them living in that damn house. Their house is the same size as mine. There's a lot of them living up in there. I had another neighbor, and he's a Mexican guy. And he's got a Mexican wife, same as him, from his culture. They've got 4 daughters. No sons, 4 daughters. And meanwhile, you take a look at the average white man, the average black man, they're having less than like 3 kids. And from what I know, in order to keep a society alive, you have to have like 2.8 children. That was the number that they've come up with. But guess what? These women, just like this article points out, we've got access to birth control. We're in school. We're in college getting our PhD. We are working long hours because we're getting our bags, and we're getting our Coach bags, our Birkin bags. We're getting our Gucci, Prada, and our Femi. So we're working all these long hours at work, and we're not getting married and this, that, and other. We're not having children. Well, guess what? All the ladies in Mercedes, throw your hands up in the air. All the ladies getting money, throw your hands up in the air. Charlie, how your angels get down like that? Tell me how your angels get down like that. All the ladies independent, throw your hands up in the air. They're out there being the independent women. Guess what? The government and the corporations already know that you're full of shit. So what are they doing? They're replacing you. And now you're going to be at work. You're going to see these other women. They got these wedding rings on. And it's going to be Friday. You're going to be bored. You got nothing to do. Oh, hey, Maria, you want to go to the bar? You want to go to the bar and hang out? And some of you guys know this because some of you have girlfriends and wives who do this every Friday. Like as soon as they get out, they want to go out because they don't want to just go home. I took this chick out on a date about 3 weeks ago. I think I posted pictures of my community chat, so some of you will watch me, you'll know it. Let me tell you something. That night, all I wanted to eat was some damn White Castle burger. I just wanted a couple White Castle burgers, a nice Fanta, a Fanta strawberry soda. All I wanted was some White Castle burgers and Fanta soda, right? That would have cost me about $13. But nah, these women, they want dates. They want to go out. They're complaining. The Better Bachelor shows them. They're complaining all the time. Why don't you take us out on dates? You see these 40-year-old single white females. Oh, why don't they take us out on dates? We want to go out on dates. It's not enough for them to go out alone and take photos of their food and put that on their Instagram. See, the problem is they want to be with somebody now. Now they want to, we finished getting our PhD. We want to be with somebody. The ghost of Buy a Dog and Die Alone Future is going to tell you right in front. It's like, listen, you wasted all your fucking time. You wasted your time with the ghost of Sincere Boyfriend Past, and then you wasted even more time with the ghost of Fuckboy Present. I really need to make a movie out of this, because if I made a movie, I think I'd either get very rich or I would get sued by all of the women's groups. Either way, I think I could make a couple $1 million off of it before they shut me down. But in fact, this video right here is proof that I came up with this idea. The three ghosts. The ghost of Sincere Boyfriend Present, or Past, the ghost of Sincere Boyfriend Past, the ghost of Fuckboy Present, and the ghost of Buy a Dog and Die Alone Future. This is the new Christmas Carol. This is the new Christmas Carol. And why is it a Christmas Carol? Because those women, and you're saying Merry Christmas to them, but they're looking around and they're seeing these other women married with their children, and they're going, bah, humbug. That's what they're saying. Bah, humbug, right? So they're pissed off because when they show up, now I want you to think, listen to the pathology. When these women show up to their parents' house, their parents, they're going to have food, they're going to have dinner, they're going to be with their family, this, that, and other. But eventually, this is what always happens. Their parents are going to start that, so where's your husband? When are you going to have children? This is the other line. You're not getting any younger. When are you going to have some little girls or little boys running around? And that's when these women are going to lose it. Mom, I'm an independent woman. I don't need a man. I don't need one. Or, Ma, I'm getting old. At this point, I don't think I want to. Or, Ma, I can have in vitro fertilization. I'm going to get my eggs fertilized by the 2% of black male semen out there. Because you got to remember, see, the thing about it is white women, statistically, they have a choice. They can get, like, semen from a whole lot of these white dudes out there who put semen up in these fucking sperm banks. Black women, LGBTers, rainbow flaggers, they ain't got that option. I read the story already. You can look it up right now. I read the story. I did the story. Less than 2% of sperm donors are black males, and both of them are Pookie and Ray Ray. That's why it's 2%. Pookie and Ray Ray. What they're looking for is they're looking for the geniuses. They're looking for the doctors. They're looking for the tall, genius black doctors. That's what they want. The geniuses, the rich men. But what are they getting? They get Pookie and Ray Ray. Pookie and Ray Ray going in there. The semen bank, sperm bank said, hey, we'll give you $5 a shot. Pookie and Ray Ray was like, all right, yeah, we'll take it. Yeah. Let me go in there and get my wank on. So anyway, bottom line is the ghost of Buy a Dog, Die Alone Future. Well, he's going to tell them right away. It's like, guess what? You're done. You're done. You know how in the Christmas Carol, the ghost points at the grave and Scrooge McDuck is seeing that fire in that coffin, and he's like, oh, shit, I'm going to hell. And he's like, no, I can change. I can change. No, I can change. And he's going, like, if you haven't seen the Christmas Carol, the first Disney Christmas Carol with Scrooge McDuck, it'd take you like 30 minutes or less to watch it. It's on YouTube. In fact, it's a great, I'm gonna post the link. Great fucking movie. Classic. But that's exactly, these women are about to be visited by them three ghosts. Now let's get into the story.
Don't believe them. Don't trust them. They're dying. Let them die.
Study predicts 45% of women will be single by 2030. Single men are lonely, but single women are empowered. Yup, you read that right. It's estimated that 45% of women ages 25 to 44 will be single by 2030, according to a study by Morgan Stanley. With the modern dating market, nearly half of women in their childbearing years will be without a male counterpart. There are a few reasons for this prediction. One, women aren't getting married young anymore. We have so many other options for what to do with our lives that getting married is no longer the default option. We're focusing on our careers, going to grad school, traveling, our friends, and extended social circles, and taking our time to find the right guy. Two, we aren't having babies like we used to. With more options for birth control than ever before and somewhat reliable treatments for infertility, the pressure to have kids within a certain time frame just isn't there anymore. Now, first of all, let me stop right there because that's straight up cap. Now, usually I use the term bullshit because it makes more sense to me than the term cap. But I want you to notice that they put somewhat reliable in quotations. Now, I've already read to you a story that you can look up yourself, that there's a shortage of black male semen. To which I would add, this is one of the reasons why these women are so disgusted and upset with the passport bros. It's because we're taking our genetic diversity and we're going overseas. They can say whatever they want about passport bros. They can call passport bros broke and dusty and this, that, and other. The reality is, you're not a passport bro if you're not making at least $60,000 to $80,000 a year. First of all, because it costs money to fly overseas and it costs money to stay in other countries for a long enough time to meet someone anyway. Secondly, because you actually have to have a job that gives you vacation time in order to be a passport bro. See, a passport bro isn't about this, you're just going to another country over a weekend. No. You have to actually be earning money. Now, oddly enough, in the black community, which is part of the reason why I want to see it end in the worst way, we have a serious problem. Unlike a lot of other groups, unlike Asians, unlike Jews, unlike whites, we have a serious problem with intelligence. I don't believe in those intelligence tests. When I say we have a problem with intelligence, we have a problem insulting people and making fun of people who are highly intelligent. It's just like when you think about Steve Urkel, Family Matters. Steve Urkel is treated like a joke. He's treated like a jerk off, this, that, and other. He's a loser, this, that, and other. He can't get Laura. He's chasing after Laura. And the reality is, Steve Urkel was the star of the goddamn show. Like, they brought Steve Urkel out, and they couldn't get enough of him, and they had to keep bringing the dude out. And he was smart. He was a genius-level intelligence. However, he was socially awkward. Now, they have a term now they call people educated lames. Do you have any idea how many passport bros there are who are involved in IT, who are involved in cybersecurity, who are involved in all types of things, own their own businesses? And they make fun of these people and call them socially awkward. And because they spend so much time working behind a computer that they don't get along right away with a lot of people. They spend so much time working on their own and making money that they don't get along with people. But they're making fun of these people. It's like, hey, stupid, do y'all understand that these are high-earning men? It's like, these are high-value men, but just because they're not acting like thugs and pookies and ray-rays, they're the ones who these women are ignoring up until they decide to get a passport, go overseas. They meet Ling Ling, they meet Fong Ling, they meet Mei Ling, they meet Bianca, they meet Maria, they meet Fatima. And now you got a problem with it. So, it's a damn shame, but they calling these people educated lames and they calling these people nerds and everything, and these people are the ones making the fucking money. It's just like Zuckerberg. So look at Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg didn't marry a white woman. Zuckerberg didn't marry a Jewish woman. Look what he got. Just I rest my case. But you know what, y'all, that's a little too deep for y'all. So the bottom line is this. These passport bros, they're going and they're improving on their own life. They're meeting women from traditional backgrounds and this, that, and other. And meanwhile, they're taking their genetic diversity. They're going to other countries. They said that less than 2% of the sperm donors in America are black males. These women don't just want any sperm. They're trying to get it from the 6'5", highly intelligent, genius level intelligence doctor. They're trying to get rich, genius level IQ, tall black male semen. That's what they're trying to get. Let's just be straight up forward. See, I know my language seems odd to you because I speak in these scientific terms half the time. But let's just be honest about it. That's what they want. And the studies clearly show they're not getting it. To which I would add, why would any highly intelligent, genius level intellect black male be waiting around a sperm bank to donate sperm. Like, that's just the stupidest fucking thing I can think of. And then it's a trap because 18 years down the road, he's going to get a knock at the door. And he's going to open up the door and he's going to be staring face to face with a clone of him that tracked him down from the fertility clinic. Are you my daddy? It's going to be a big-ass 18 or 20-year-old male. Are you my daddy? So it's like, why would anybody do that? That's like, could you imagine going out there and donating your blood cells and sperm cells and shit so somebody can fucking clone you? Like, why would you do that? It doesn't make any sense. And now they're complaining about it. So right here, look what they said. Somewhat reliable treatments for infertility. No, their idea of somewhat reliable treatments for infertility is in vitro fertilization, where you spend about $10,000 to $20,000. There's a high risk that it doesn't work. And with that pressure gone, so is the urgency to get married for the sake of starting a family. So many women are single that is unmarried and will remain this way for the foreseeable future. Now, in sociology, they already teach us that in any society, you're always going to have more unmarried women than you're going to have married men. Married men, it's easier for a man to get married because he has so many more options, because there's so many women. There's so many more women than there are men. Now, I don't see that changing anytime soon, and that's basically how nature planned it. Nature planned it where there's going to be more females than there are going to be males, and that's just how it is. And it would help if the ones that were there and were available weren't so repugnant. It would help. But apparently, men don't have it that good, so that's why they're getting their passports. It says, we are told that to be a single woman is to be empowered. If I had a penny for every time I've heard, quote, she's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. She can take care of everything by herself. She makes her own money, drives her own car, and pays her own rent. Basic things that any functioning adult should be able to do. But I digress. She can do it all in her own little world of man-free bliss. And without a man, she doesn't have to deal with this implicit misogyny. She doesn't have to cook, clean, or care for an overgrown man-child. She doesn't have to compromise or have anyone complain about what she wears or the pictures she posts online. Oh, yeah, so when she's thotting it up on Instagram or she's posting these stupid-ass TikTok videos, nobody can complain about it. Yes, exactly. She can have as many girl trips and hot girl summers as her heart desires. Ah, the blissful single life. Yeah, I hope you're having a good time. What did Kevin Samuel say? Get that dog and get your birthday cake, and that's it. Just get that dog. But if a man is single, apparently he's lonely. Because, he's clearly miserable and sexless, not by choice. There's even a Reddit term for it, incel, a man who is involuntarily celibate. First of all, let me just say it like this. I'm going to make this real simple for you. If you happen to be a man who would fit this definition of involuntarily celibate, you have no excuse whatsoever to be involuntarily celibate. You have no excuse. Number one, for less than $200, for less than the price of half of a PlayStation 5, you can get your passport. For the other half of that PlayStation 5, you can go to Mexico and meet somebody. First of all, have y'all turned on the fucking news lately? Do you realize how many people there are, how many young women, marriage age, are coming here right now and they're sleeping in aluminum foil? Like, every time I turn on Fox News, these people look like they're literally sleeping on aluminum foil. These people are wrapped up like pigs in a blanket. All right, everybody. So here's another story a day ago. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Here's how you can help Black single moms this holiday season. I can't make this up. ABC 10. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Here's how you can help Black single moms this holiday season. The Rent for Moms campaign is geared specifically towards helping more than 50 Black single mothers pay rent across the U.S. As a black single mother, Michelle Stafford is always striving to make ends meet. Stafford has 3 children. She, along with her children, moved from Oakland to Elk Grove for a lower cost of living in California. Well, considering the title of this story, I'm guessing that didn't work out. It has been a very difficult road, said Stafford. There's very little quality of life if you're trying to maintain a household of children and do it all on your own. Excuse me, let's stop right there. Where's your husband? Where's your husband? Where's your boyfriend? Where's your bae? Where's your boo? Where's your husband? Where's he at? You had the children, right? Where's your husband? This is what I'm talking about. Marry before you carry. This is exactly what I'm talking about. It shouldn't be on your own. Now Stafford is renting a house with her sister for $2,700 a month. Just so you understand something, I bought both of my properties before the pandemic, and both of my properties cost less than $2,000 a month. And these are houses. These are houses that are like 1,900 square feet at least. Front yard, backyard, multiple story houses. You're paying $2,700 a month renting a house. Okay, she says she splits the rent with her sister, who also has children. Together, at least 7 people live in the 7 people. Goddamn, live in the home in Sacramento County. Financially, it really is the only option. No, that's not true. The other option was that you actually got married before you had kids and stayed married. That was the other option. Let's not forget that one. Being a single mom, it's really hard to live alone or even afford the basic essentials. I've been to food banks. I've stood in those lines before. The cost to house just the rent alone, I cannot manage on my own. The cost to house. No, I think you mean the cost of the house. Stupid journalist. But I always definitely prioritize rent first, of course. Although Stafford works a full-time remote job, she says she's still forced to decide between paying household bills or putting food on the table at times. Despite relocating, Stafford says rent remains the biggest expense. Research shows she's not alone. Of course it does. In California, women, particularly black single mothers, are disproportionately burdened by the high cost of living, according to a report from Gender Equity Policy Institute. It's a nonprofit dedicated to advancing opportunity, fairness, and well-being for all people through research and education that exposes the gender impacts of the policies, processes, and practices of government and business. The JEPI report released earlier this year shows 59% of black women, 42% of black single mothers struggle to pay for housing in California, and they spent the majority of their income on rent. Well, here's the problem, and I personally have female friends and I've told this story numerous times. Here in New York, before the pandemic, I had purchased 2 houses. Both of my houses add up to at the purchase price, they added up to less than $600,000. Meanwhile, I've got a female coworker friend who decided that she was going to go buy a house, didn't consult me, didn't consult anybody who had actually purchased a house before. She decided that as a boss babe, she was going to run out there and buy her own house. So guess what she ended up with? She ended up with a $650,000 house. Taxes up the ass. Her taxes are more than twice what my taxes are. Has to rent out the better part of her house, the top floor. Has to rent out the top floors because she has to stay in the basement. There's no fucking way you'd ever catch me renting out my top floors and me in the basement. No way. If I'm in a house, you're in the... No, first of all, I don't even want anybody living with me like that and renting. I've got too much cool shit in my house. If you saw my basement, I've got like all types of stuff. I got action figures and shit. I got boxes of old video games. I got so much cool shit down there. I got guns in my house. And it's like, I don't want anybody around my cool shit. I got fucking jewelry. I just leave out. Like, I don't even wear that much jewelry. I've got expensive watches and I just leave them out because after all, it's like there's nobody else who can steal my shit. But anyway... There's no way in hell you'd catch me in my own basement. Like me sleeping in my basement while you and your wife and your family are on my main floor and the top floor. Hells no. No way. You can rent out my other house. You can rent out my little building. You can rent out a one of the rooms. There's no fucking way in hell I'm going to be in my basement? Hells no. Anyway, 49% of women are rent burdened compared to 43% of men. Of course, because men are smarter. Men are better when it comes to debt. We're not going to take on something that we know we can't handle. 25% of women are... Now, by the way, everybody, these are the stats. 25% of women are severely rent burdened compared to 20% of men. 33% of black women are severely rent burdened. 66% of women who live alone are rent burdened. Women-headed households are 5 times as likely as households headed by a married couple to be extremely low income. Gee, I wonder why. Could it be that the second income makes it so that I'm not living right at the ragged edge? 1/3 of elderly black and Latino women living alone have income below the federal poverty line. If I'm not mistaken, it's like $35,000 or something like that. It might be 25. I don't remember. I've never worried about the poverty line, but whatever. 4 in 10 of the 232,000 unhoused individuals in California are women. Now, from this list, I want you to tell me seriously, when you hear somebody say women are winning, I want you to explain that to me. How are they winning when every statistic, including ones that aren't here, like the fact that women have 2/3 of student loans? I want you to explain to me, how are women winning with the stats showing that they are clearly not? I need somebody to explain that to me because it's not true. I know it's not true. I always knew it wasn't true, but now you've got the stats. Right. When it comes to California's housing affordability crisis, along with racial disparities in housing, the report explains black women in California face particularly acute housing challenges due to current discrimination, as well as the legacies of past racial and gender discrimination. Let me help you out. If you had a husband there with a second income, all your discrimination, all that stuff would probably not be a big issue because you'd actually have the money. And when in this country, money talks and bullshit walks. The JEPI report goes on, explaining a long history of racial discrimination in the housing market, from restrictive covenants and redlining to destruction of black neighborhoods to make way for highways and other infrastructure, effectively destroyed the ability of many black women to accumulate generational wealth through homeownership. First of all, you accumulate intergenerational wealth, not only from homeownership, but by having children. You can't pass anything down to a next generation if you don't have children. But as you're seeing, these reports are showing a lot of these women aren't going to have children. So how are you going to pass down wealth? You're not. So guess what? You could take all your money. You can go out there, buy your Mercedes GLC because you couldn't get the GLE because you didn't have the credit. You can go out there, buy your BMW X3 because you couldn't get the X5 because the lease was so expensive that you couldn't get the X5. But then again, you ain't got no children, so you don't need a third row, right? You don't need it. All you need really in that car is one seat and maybe one other seat for your girlfriend, or maybe even one more seat for your other girlfriend. You ain't got no kids, so you don't need a third row. The Jeep Grand Cherokee L is not for you. The Cadillac Escalade is not for you. The Lexus RX with 3 rows is not for you. Are you understanding what I'm saying? All right. Black Lives Matter Sacramento chapter. Oh, here we go. Along with other black-led organizations are working to help black single mothers during the holiday season pay for rent. It's all part of... Now, aren't these the same people who were taking donations and going and buying their own properties? Wasn't there 2 black women at the head of Black Lives Matter and they were buying up houses and now they're under indictment? Refresh my memory. Anyway, the nonprofit Done for Didi started the online fundraiser in Boston to help encourage others to give. The campaign kicked off Giving Tuesday right after Thanksgiving. The goal is to raise at least $100,000. As of Monday, the campaign has raised more than $47,000. Their goal was $100,000 by December 25th. Let's see. December 25th is Sunday. I guess you guys better hurry up. We need to take care of the moms. That way the moms can take care of the rest of the family. Excuse me. Where's the husbands at? Aren't the husbands supposed to take care of the moms? Huh? Notice how nowhere in these stories, nowhere in this liberal arts bullshit journalism, nowhere there does it say anything about a husband. They don't even ask, where's the boyfriend? Notice that. I just want you to notice that. I've noticed. I want you to notice. Okay, there are so many disparities for black women, like wage gaps, discrimination with housing, not having a husband around. I'm not going to read the rest of this nonsense because you already get my point. The Rent for Moms campaign is geared specifically toward helping more than 50 black single mothers pay rent across the U.S. That includes families in Boston, Binghamton, Detroit, Fort Lee, Oklahoma City, Portland, Richmond, Sacramento, Houston, Fort Worth, and Washington, D.C. Where the husbands at? In 2020, the campaign raised $37,420 to help mothers across the country pay rent. It helps to give to someone to relieve some of those stresses that happen every month and to know that you got it covered and keep a roof over your head. Now, see, I was told that all of these are boss babes and that they're all out making more money than me and that black males are reading on a second grade level, never mentioning the fact that the women who are supposed to be teaching them aren't. And the fact that there's no male father figures being kept around. But they want to talk about black male reading levels. Well, for every one of you angry feminist strags, I want to ask you, how well do you think I'm reading this story right now? In fact, I'll go so far as to say, when I was in the 5th grade, I was reading on a 12th grade level for 2 main reasons. Number one, I had a Bangladeshi female principal. And I'll give it to her. It was a Bangladeshi woman who had me reading on the 12th grade level by the time I was in 5th grade. But y'all are complaining, the black males, they're only reading on a 2nd grade level, they're dropping out of school. Yeah, it's because of you! I need the men who hear my voice to make sure that every time they hear one of these strags bring that bullshit up, I hope you will reply to them. Well, if you have a single mother at home and you got a single mama teacher, and the first teacher of a child is the mother at home, I need you to remember to remind them what I just said. I had a Bangladeshi woman teaching me to read. I was in the 5th grade, 12th grade level reading. I took the generalized science test back then, and it was scored a different way. I got a perfect score. I got a 12 plus. Perfect score. I can't even make this shit up. Perfect score. In fact, I'll go so far as to say pretty much everybody in my classroom was reading very well. What are your kids doing now? I bet if you went in there and checked on your kids right now, they're sitting on a fucking cell phone watching TikTok. I guarantee it. And if they're not doing that, they're on the phone talking to somebody about nothing, or your sons are in there playing a fucking PS5. They're not reading anything except what Kratos is saying to Zeus. That's what they're reading. And they're probably not reading the captions. And you want to blame somebody? No, I'm not having it. The rest of these manosphere losers who don't know how to fight back, no, they can cower before the bullshit. I'm fighting back. Where are we? Stafford, who learned about Rent for Moms campaign through Wait, I don't even want to read this. This is stupid. I think it's a phenomenal opportunity for all single moms to go find a husband to help them pay their bills. In fact, go find the man who you had the kids with. It's almost Christmas, and we got to do our Christmas shopping because you got to show the ladies that you love them, right? Unfortunately, for many women, it won't be a very Merry Christmas. This is an M right here. And it's a red sweater. That's pretty nice. I think I might come back for that, but I've kind of decided on this. So this is a $168 jacket right here. But see, one thing I just realized about coming to Gap and going to Victoria's Secret, it's hard as fuck to shop for clothes in here. It's like I would rather get this jacket in a different color, but black works. So the thing about it is it's hard as fuck shopping in these stores. But, some women who, they're good to their men and they submit and everything, they're very lucky that they have men out here shopping for them and everything, because a lot of women aren't going to be that lucky this Christmas. Let's get into this story.
What? Same material as your jacket. Yeah.
I don't know if this music is copyrighted, so I can't record too much. Because this music might be copyrighted. If it is, then I just have to not. I could get one of those scarves over there and maybe a hat glove set or something. I hate shopping for clothes. But you know what? This is what happens when you wait till the last minute, which I do. Hey, listen, I'm busy. It's like I'm so busy. I always wait till the last minute. So you just got to get a couple of nice little things, 40% off accessories. The red scarf looks nice. Yeah, that's pretty cool. By Trader Joe's to get a couple of things for her to cook. Yeah, I'm gonna miss this car when I get my electric Cadillac. I am gonna miss this car. I took very good care of this car. Good car.
Who is the Grinch who stole Christmas? Well, before we get to that, I need to ask you, hey, Shirley, what'd your dog get you for Christmas?
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hogs, dogs, chicken, turkeys, rabbits, you name it!
What'd your husband get you? What'd your boyfriend, what that man you've been dealing with get you for Christmas? Huh? That it? That's all? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You mean to tell me I was right all year? I know. But I tried to tell you this was gonna happen. And if you think something special is gonna happen on New Year's Eve, you got another thing coming.
Liar!
No, baby girl, I'm not lying. I'm not lying. You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be sitting right on down, so you need to go ahead and just
Stop talking!
To be continued.